Hello everyone. Today we're going to be going through how to make a quick website. The website example that we're going to be using is a COVID-19 information website. So let's get started with some simple HTML. Right now all I have here is an index.html file, and I also have an image that I want to embed into the website. So it's just in an empty folder called tutorial. So what we're going to start to do is I have this extension called Emmet that all it does is just adds in this stuff, which is just a bunch of HTML stuff that you could just copy and paste in. So what do you want to call the title of this website? Well, we want to call it COVID-19, right? Let's do it in full caps. All right, so on my Chrome page, I also have the website. So hopefully now you see at the top of the page, it says COVID-19, which is what happens when you actually have the title right here. So next, what we're going to do is we need some content on this page. So what content do we want? Well, inside the body, this head is kind of the stuff you don't see. It's kind of the top of the tab thing. So what we want to do is inside the body, we're going to want to add some content. So I want to have, just in big font, we want to have something written COVID-19, right? So what I'll do is we'll type in H1, which just means header 1, right? So we're going to type H1 and close the tag. And then what do you want inside this header 1? Header 1 is the biggest header. So, well, we just want 19 informative website, right? So then now, hopefully, when we compile this and refresh the page, we should see COVID-19 informative website. So that's the title of this web page, all right? So we have that. Next, what do you want to do? Well, we're going to want to add some images, for example. Let's say I want to add that image that I have embedded. Well, all I do is, since it's in the same folder right here, we're going to go to type img, and then we're going to have image, and it's going to give us, it's going to ask for the source. So the source of this image is just going to be covid.jpg. So it's going to be /, which just means this directory, covid.jpg. And alt just means that if there's people having trouble with their internet, what words you want to show. And let's just call it image of 19, right? All right. So hopefully now, if we refresh the page, we should see image. Okay, so this is what happens when you have an alt. So clearly there's something going on where the image isn't loading, but you can see now how the text actually helps, because for me the image isn't loading right there. So let's go and figure out what's actually going on. All right, so we have /COVID. What if we get rid of this? There we go. Okay, perfect. So never mind, I was wrong about the slash thing. The slash thing means look in this directory, and it's in the same directory, so we're fine. All right, so covid.jpgs, there we go. So now we have this massive image. Now the problem is with this image is that it's a bit too big, isn't it? It's like, it's a bit too big. I kind of want it to be a bit smaller. So we'd have to limit the width and height of it, right? So I'll go through and I'll add, if you go back to the code, we'll go back and I need to add a new attribute to this image tag. So what I'm going to do is we'll go here and we'll add a new thing called width, okay? So the width is going to be in pixels, and I want it to be, let's say, 300 pixels, okay? So then now when I refresh the page, let's go back to the page, you should see it a lot smaller. So that's it. That's perfect. Okay, so now we've covered H1 tags. We've covered embedding images. The next thing we want to do is some H2 tags and some other information like subtitles, okay? So subtitles, exactly. So H2, so the way that this IDE works, which is Visual Studio Code, you just type H2 and it does the tag for you. But if you're typing this in a text document, you'd want to type it fully exactly like that with a / to close the tag. So what we want H2 to be is, for example, let's write precautions. Okay. So then now, when we look at the page, we should see right below the image a subtitle named precautions. Now, what I would like is I'd like to add a list right here. I'd like to have a list of just a bunch of the things that I want to be the precautions for this website, for the COVID-19. So let's get started with that. What are the precautions that we want? Okay, well, let's add some list items. That's how it works in code. So we're going to go here. We're going to add some list items. So the way that this works is you go here and you have, there's two different types of lists. There's ordered lists and unordered lists. Ordered lists are lists that have 1, 2, 3, 4. Unordered lists are ones that just have bullet points. And I want one with bullet points because there's no real order to the precautions. So we're going to just go like this and we're going to type UL, which just means unordered list. You can see the UL element represents a list of items where the order of these items is not important. Unordered list, UL. All right, and then we're going to close the UL too. We always need to close it. Okay. So now we have that. Now, what are the items that we want? Well, we need some list items, or LIs. So we're going to type LI, and we're going to close it too, LI. Okay, and then what we're gonna have is inside this, oh no, it automatically did it for me. All right, well, we're gonna have li, and then inside the li, the first one will be, for example, wash your hands often, right? So that's the first thing in the list. If we take a look at the web page, we should see, there we go. It's now a little list item that says wash your hands often. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. So the next thing what we're gonna wanna do is, let's say, for example, sanitize. Let's add another list item, li, list item, li. Always remember it's / not backslash. I keep making that mistake. We'll say use hand sanitizer. Right? I hope I spelled that right. It doesn't matter. And then next thing we want to do is maintain. What do we want? So we're going to want to maintain distance. So say keep more than 2 meters away from all other people. Okay, so let's take a look at our web page now. So there we go. So now we have an image, we have a list, we have subtitles. So now the last thing that we could add to this website is maybe a paragraph. Now a paragraph is basically just random text. So it's not a title, it's not a subtitle, it's just random text. So we could go and let's just add P, which just means paragraph. See, the P element represents a paragraph. And we'll add also the \P. Now it automatically does that for me. Okay, here we go. So let's just say, thank you. Oh no, we'll do something else. We'll say, if you make sure to do these 3 precautions, there is a low chance you will be diagnosed with COVID-19. So that's a paragraph item. We'll take a look at what it actually looks like in the end. There we go. So we have this. So let's just sum up what we've done today. Let's sum it up. We have this stuff, which is called the meta information, which we don't really need to think about for now because it's kind of outside the scope of this course. What we want to do is we want to focus on the tags. So we've looked at 4 different tags today. We've looked at the title tag, which is this word up here and on the top of the tab on Chrome. We also looked at the image tag, right, which is a tag that shares an image right here. We also looked at the H1 tag, which is a header 1 or the biggest header possible, which is this big title that we have up here. Then we also have this, which is called the unordered list tags, which have the list items in it, where we have these list items right here. And finally, we looked at the paragraph tag. And the paragraph tag is just other random text like this right here. Now, in next week's tutorial, we'll be looking at how to style this web page, how to make it look nice using a bit of CSS. Thank you for watching.